What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CUFC YouTube channel, where you join me again. Carlisle defeat, another one, and we're just going to be going over the same old mistakes again and again. Carlisle, a 3-1 defeat away at Walsall, the Bescott Stadium. I think a lot of people expected us to come away on the losing side against a very good Walsall side, the top goal scorers in the division. But man, the goals that we are conceding is absolutely ridiculous. I'd actually go as far to say it's embarrassing more than ridiculous. Same old for Carlisle. I think the problems extend further now than just the players on the pitch. Obviously are the main problem, because we keep conceding the same things week in, week out. And why is this not being worked on? Why is it the same mistakes every single week? But for me, I know that a lot of conversation is around Mike Williamson. Is his time over already as Carlisle boss? I put on my Instagram story, are you Mike Williamson in or out? 7 people said Mike Williamson in. 64 people said Mike Williamson out. Now that is an astounding difference, for sure. Normally, some of the polls are quite close. When we were talking about Paul Simpson and his time coming to an end, the polls were always quite sort of 52% to 48%. But this is a ridiculous difference in numbers. And for me, I'm not in the Mike Williamson out at the moment, because I think the squad he's inherited can't play the style of football that he wants to play, which we've seen firsthand for Walsall's first goal today. But we've seen it, going forward. In the last few games, we've had 60-70% possession with no penetration at all. Again, the same today. We've had 60-odd% possession, or whatever it was. We've controlled the ball and done absolutely nothing with it. Walsall have got a very easy goal to start the game with. They've got another one 10-15 minutes later, and then all we've done is play the ball comfortably in the midfield and the defence with no penetration. No opponent is going to complain about that. If you're going 2 goals up in the way that they do, and then we're just going to play it around with no penetration, I think every opponent in League 2 right now is looking and going, that's an easy 3 points, Carlisle, whether that's home or away, and it shouldn't be like that. But back to the Mike Williamson point about and the team and stuff, I think the first mistake really has been, and if we're going to look back to it, and I was going to make a Carlisle social, but not a Carlisle social, that's Radio Cumbria, sorry, the Carlisle catch-up. I've just been listening to the Carlisle social, but the Carlisle catch-up video, we're like 2 months behind now. I haven't done one in a while, and there's that much to catch up on. Obviously, Simpson's gone and everything like that. But it's probably the first time I'm actually expressing my opinion on the Paul Simpson into Mike Williamson argument. And I think the first mistake, generally, from my point of view, is in the summer, we backed Paul Simpson. Paul Simpson's the man for the job. Paul Simpson is the man this season that will hopefully take us back into League One, stabilise the ship and everything like that. We signed, 12, 13 new players, Paul Simpson players. Charlie Wyke, and don't get me wrong, some of them are good signings. Cameron Harper, Archie Davis, Charlie Wyke is still a good signing. There's just something, confidence. I don't know what it is. Jordan Jones is a ridiculous signing for League 2. We're just not seeing the best version of Jordan Jones. But anyway, we've signed 13, 14 players, whatever it may be, and then we've sacked Paul Simpson 5 games in. Or 5 weeks in, however many it was. It wasn't long, do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, yes, we started off poor. That the Barrow game, yes, we beat Barrow. Barrow were very poor that game. Barrow have shown in the season, after the game against us, that they're a very capable team this season. They're in the top 3 consistently so far in the first 12, 13 games. So that was a one-off. That result was with your blurred eyes. Oh, great, we beat Barrow, happy days, but they were poor, and then it didn't improve. Obviously, Amari Patrick was the nail in the coffin for Paul Simpson, which is just a funny old game, football, isn't it? We then had obviously Stephen Birch and Jamie Devitt and them involved for a couple of games while we found the predecessor. That predecessor is then Mike Williamson, who we are adamant at the time that Mike Williamson is the man. He's the man. He's going to play the style of football we want and everything. But we backed Paul Simpson. We made 13, 14 signings, whatever it was, and then we sacked him. Why? I'm not saying if you give Mike Williamson the summer and to bring some of his players in, it would be different. Because you can't say that because you don't know. That's not the position we're in. But why are you backing someone for 13, 14 signings if in 5 weeks' time you're going to chop and you're going to say that, no, he's not the man for us? And now Mike Williamson has come into this. He's clearly got a start of the football. We know. We've seen it at Gateshead. We've seen it at MK Dons. It's not going to work here because we don't have the style of players to do it. It just baffles me. Like, that's the main problem so far for me this season. Yes, on the pitch it is not good enough, absolutely. And I am no way criticising the Piatak family. Everything off the pitch has been absolutely sensational. I don't think you could have asked for much more off the pitch. But unfortunately, what's on the pitch right now is National League standard. And if we are not careful and we do not get certain decisions going forward this season, we will be in the National League with all these fantastic facilities and we will be in big trouble. Because if we go down, I do not see us coming straight back up. You've seen it countless times. Yeovil is a great example. Relegated ages ago, they've never been back. They've been further down than they've been up. Hartlepool, a consistent League Two side. They've been League One, or were they in the playoffs or something? I'm sure they got promoted to League One at some point. Once they went down in that season where we stayed up, they went down with Oldham, I believe. Oldham, Hartlepool haven't been back. Rochdale haven't been back. Scunthorpe, again, they went further down than they went up. If we go down with the wage bill and, the players that we've got, we will be in trouble. And there's lots of decisions to make between now and then, between now and the end of the season, to rectify this. Now, again, I'm not saying Mike Williamson out. I think he needs some time, but it's how much time do you give him? My main concern going forward, if we give him till January, we back him in the transfer window like we did Paul Simpson, and nothing has changed in March, end of February, and we are still down in the relegation fight, we are in trouble. We're in trouble now, but God, if we're in this position in 6 months' time, we are in serious trouble. And I'm not even, I've never been, we're 7 minutes into this video, we haven't even spoke about the Walsall game yet, but we are in trouble. And all these factors are playing a big part now, and it's starting to become apparent. The players are not good enough to play the style that the manager wants to play. Does the manager then adapt to that and go, right, we're not going to be able to do this style, let's just go, it's going to be ugly, it's going to be whatever, but we need points on the board. There's a 3-point difference at the minute. There's quite a big goal difference because we're leaking goals week in, week out. It needs to be rectified. Whatever the solution may be, it needs to happen sooner rather than later. But 8 minutes into the video, shall we talk about the Walsall game? Go on then, let's do it. So Carlisle, you say this, so I've coached under 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s and 18s football, okay? I have coached many times in my job as a teacher when we go away to football tournaments and stuff. The number one thing you say to your players, keep it tight for the first 5-10 minutes. Nothing silly in the first 5-10 minutes. Carlisle have something silly in the second minute, we're 1-0 down. And how many times have we said this over the last year? Is my point with it. We're just repeating things. Well, I'll probably come on this channel on Sunday against Cheltenham and probably still be talking about the same issues. Let's be real, because it's all we've done for the last year now. A year ago was the Portsmouth game where we couldn't defend the corner in the 96th minute. And, well, there was a set piece in this game for the third goal, but it's the same mistake. So anyway, Sam Lavelle receives the ball. He has, I believe is it Cameron Harper on the other side. Nice, just switch the ball. Plays it to Harrison Neal, who's got 3 men around him. He's just playing us into trouble. It's a terrible option. Harrison Neal then loses it under pressure. Their lad goes through. It's a good finish, to be fair, off the inside of the post. I don't think Harry Lewis can do a lot about it. But that ball, it's a suicidal pass. It really is. Harrison Neal's got 3 men closing him down. Just play the ball to Cameron Harper. Just get it up the pitch. Don't mess about that early on in the game. But he does, if that's the way he's been instructed to play, whatever. But he's played it to Harrison Neal. Harrison Neal has been caught out by one of the 3 men pushing him. We go 1-0 down. Very annoying. Hey, whatever. I guess there's 88 minutes left. Let's keep going. Unfortunately, similar mistakes and cracks keep appearing. Their goalkeeper kicks the ball long. He did the same thing 2 seconds earlier. maybe not 2 seconds, obviously about 20 seconds earlier, it was the exact same scenario. Anyways, kicked the ball long. John Mellish is committed to going to the header. The Walsall players out-jumped John Mellish, which has then allowed their other lad to run round the back to make it 2-0. Very simple. I've said many times this season, one of the things that I was worried about is the player just running in behind Archie Davies, Calvin Harper, for example, very easily. This was too easy. Lado's literally won a header onto his mate. His mate just ran past John Mellish, no problem, 2-0. Schoolboy. It's schoolboy defending. There's no cover there for John Mellish. There's nothing. Beaten too easily. They go through, they score, they make it 2-0. Now, you're probably wondering, why aren't you talking about any Carlisle attacks? That's because Carlisle didn't have any attacks to talk about until we scored in like the 87th minute. And that wasn't even an attack. That was a corner. But anyway, when you think things can't get from bad to worse, a free kick, I think it was a free kick, could have been a corner. Anyway, set piece comes in. We clear it across our box for some reason. No idea. They then take an effort. It's a ricocheted about, falls to their striker, 3-0. It's painful to watch. It is embarrassing to watch. Like, if you go on Twitter, after the game, that clip was on Twitter within 5 minutes of it happening, and everybody's taking the piss out of us. And do you know what? They should, because that is not League 2 defending. It is ridiculous. You wouldn't see that in the National League. Crazy. I don't even know, honest to God. But then anyway, the corner comes in. For us, it beats everybody. John Mellish at the back post, tapping 3-1, where we scored. Happy days. Doesn't mean anything at all. And then Harry Lewis makes a very good save in the 90th minute. Good save from Lewis to keep it at 3-1. But the game was done really at 2-0, to be honest. And they're the only talking points that I can find. I don't think we deserved a goal. We didn't challenge their goalkeeper at all in the game. Despite scoring the goal, it was literally tapping at the back post. And it's just same frustrations. It's the same thing week in, week out. And as I say, I said it against, I think it was the Notts County review. I don't know what the answer is. I still don't have the answer to that. I don't know what the answer is to fix this, apart from this schoolboy stuff. The things that should have been, it should have been gone. You make the mistake one week, it doesn't happen again. It's happening week on week, and I'm sick of saying it. But I can only review what's happening in the game. But yeah, Walsall, again, I mean, they're having a cracking season, don't get me wrong. The third, second, whatever they are in the league at the current moment in time. But we made that game so easy for them. And we've said this time and time again this season, yes, the opposition is a good team, but we're making it so easy for them to play around us, score a couple of goals, and then we're just going to pass the ball from side to side with no penetration. And as I said at the start of the video, teams are going to love that. Cheltenham are probably looking and going, we're down here, Carlisle are down here. But they're not challenging the goalkeeper. We didn't challenge the goalkeeper against Harrogate, even though we had 23 shots or whatever it was. We didn't challenge the goalkeeper last night against Walsall. And Cheltenham are probably looking at that and going, bring it on. We'll nick a goal. We know we can score. I think how many clean sheets we kept this season? 2, maybe. Cheltenham are looking at this probably going, we can score. Not a problem. We did it last season at Brunton Park. We'll do it again this season. And then what have Carlisle got going forward? They're just going to knock the ball about. Don't worry about it. That's probably Cheltenham's thinking right now. And yeah. Yeah, we've had a 14-minute rant, which we haven't done in a very long time. It's been a very difficult few months as a Carlisle fan. And I think a lot of you will agree with me on that. And it's just starting to get to a point of, when's it going to get good again? When are we going to finally start picking up results? And I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer to fix the problem that keeps happening. But there is a major problem with Carlisle at the moment. What are your thoughts at the minute of Carlisle United? What is the main problem for you As I say, I think it was the recruitment, keeping Simpson on just to get rid. I think that decision should have been made at the end of last season, if not earlier. But what are your thoughts on Carlisle United at the moment? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts again on the Walsall game as well? Let me know in the comments down below. The Cheltenham 5-minute preview will be up later on today as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you for all the support on the channel, not only recently, of course, but over this tough period in League One and the current start of this League 2 season. It means the world to me. I'm sorry as well that the consistency doesn't always seem to be there on the channel at the minute, just going back to work and everything. It's hectic at the moment, but we will get there, and hopefully Carlisle will get there sooner rather than later. But again, let me know in the comments what you think of Carlisle United at the moment. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have been CUFC. I'll see you in the next one. It's gotta go